Hey guys, I'm Oride and in this video I'm gonna attempt to beat Resident Evil 4 with the rifle only. As always, the same rules apply as in my previous challenges. I would not be allowed to stun or kill enemies using any other weapon but the rifle. However, I would be allowed to knife crates, barrels, and bases. I would also be allowed to upgrade the firepower of the rifle, but only as upgrades are made available through the course of the game. Capacity upgrades are fair game though. Now this one honestly turned out to be a bit of a weird challenge, but I'm not going to say why just yet because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But as always, feel free to skip to the end of this video if you're feeling a bit impatient. So with all that said, let's get right into it. So I'm playing this challenge on a New Game Plus so that I can get the rifle from the very beginning to kill this guy, obviously. Now I decided that I would pick up and keep all the handgun ammo that would come my way in this playthrough because I wanted to increase my chances of random rifle ammo drops as much as possible. And that's because there really aren't a whole lot of preset locations for rifle ammo in the game. I thought that if I was maxed out on handgun ammo, the game would actually give me rifle ammo every now and then, and it worked. I can't remember the last time this crate ever gave me anything. Not even cash. It's pretty much always empty, but this time I found some rifle ammo in it and I was absolutely ecstatic. In fact, the game was so generous I ended up finding even more random rifle ammo drops, and so I ended up with 43 rifle shots in my inventory just before facing the giant. I went in with the rifle tuned up to a firepower of 6 and a capacity of 15. It took only 13 shots to defeat him, so not only did I not have to reload a single bullet from my inventory, but I also had 2 shots left in my rifle by the end of it. At this point, I didn't think the game would be giving me any more random rifle ammo drops, but boy was I wrong. I found some in this barrel at the church, so I was starting to get a little confused. And after grabbing Ashley, something came over me and I had the urge to go into this cabin and see if I could find even more rifle ammo. I pretty much never go in here after picking up Ashley from the church because it usually isn't worth it. Plus, getting out without taking damage isn't the easiest task. But not only did I find 2 more rifle shots, I also managed to get out of the cabin in one piece. It almost felt like the game was sentient and wanted to be friends with me. But Luis was as clueless as usual and kept tossing me handgun ammo. At least some poor Ganado died here and dropped some rifle ammo, so I wasn't complaining. And after escaping the second giant, I made it to the Big Cheese. I went in with the rifle tuned up to a firepower of 6 and a capacity of 15. I had to reload exactly 15 shots from my inventory, so that left me with 46 shots, which was a pretty great start for the castle. The Grotto only took 4 shots to kill, and then it was time for the dreaded water room. And by the way, I learned something new about the water room this time. Apparently, if Ashley gets grabbed on the platforms in the water, the castle rogue guys can't jump across and they're pretty much stuck in an endless walking loop with Ashley pounding on their backs. This would have been great if I had a bullet and the rifle to knock him down and get him to let go of Ashley, but I didn't, and I couldn't knife him, and I didn't want to reload from my inventory either, so I had to restart from checkpoint and watch out for Ashley all over again, which was very annoying to say the least. Now, I hadn't reloaded from my inventory at all since fighting the Big Cheese, but the sewer still shoved 4 more rifle bullets in my face, so I was starting to realize that there didn't seem to be a cap on rifle ammo in the game. I defeated Speedy Goat Guy behind his machine gun for the first time in a while, and then this guy showed up again staring at me as intently as it could get. Just like my shotgun only run, all he did was stare. It didn't matter where I was standing, he would turn around so that he could keep feasting his eyes on me. I thought he was making fun of the sad ammo situation my last run, but clearly that couldn't have been the case this time, so I think he might just have a little crush on Leon. Anyway, freeing Ashley from the restraints had never been easier, and I lucked out and managed to finish off the last zealot on the last round in my rifle, so I didn't have to reload any shots from my inventory. In fact, I lucked out the same way with the Big Cheese and the water room, so this is probably my luckiest run so far. Over here, I decided not to use the lanterns as usual since the lanterns aren't rifles. The night room was pretty annoying though. I ended up reloading about 16 shots from my inventory because I have terrible aim and some of my shots went wide. And I didn't bother fighting Vertigo, so I just ran around until the elevator finally showed up. I had a grenade equipped through the whole thing so that Leon would run faster. For the dual giants, I dumped one of them into the lava pit as usual, and while I did have enough ammo to defeat the surviving giant, it was still a little complicated. So I figured out that it took 7 shots to the thing on his back at a firepower of 10 to defeat him. Obviously, the giant doesn't crouch long enough to unload all 7 shots at the same time, but the problem was getting those 7 shots in within 3 cycles. The firing speed of the rifle is pretty slow and cannot be upgraded at all. Every time Leon shoots, he has to release what looks like the bullet casing from the chamber. Now, I know absolutely nothing about guns, but that's what it looks like to me, so I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Anyway, add to the fact that I'm also a slow aimer, and that meant that I could only get 2 shots in before the giant would get up again. And that meant that I kept needing 4 cycles to defeat him, but I couldn't just move on because that would have been too much ammo wasted, so I kept trying until I finally managed to defeat him in 3 cycles. I started out with 79 bullets in my inventory and was left with 45 bullets by the end of it. And after this uncomfortable moment, I made it to the cargo lift. Now, first of all, let me just say that this is a terrible cargo lift because it can't seem to handle the weight of more than 2 average-sized men. I mean, Leon isn't exactly ripped like Chris Redfield, and the Zealots don't seem to be packing any guns either. Anyway, I had so much trouble in this part, I almost reloaded a previous save point so that I could come back with better firepower. The main problem with the skull helmet guys, there were 3 of them and they each needed 3 rifle shots to die at a firepower of 10. Add a bunch of other zealots to the mix in a confined area and I really had my hands full here, but I eventually made it through without running dry on health items. I did end up reloading 15 rifle bullets from my inventory, so I was down to 38 right before facing Salazar. But the good thing is that I could finally max out the firepower of my rifle, and that meant that I could also get the exclusive upgrade, which turned out to be a firepower of 30. That pretty much turned my rifle into a long-range magnum. I honestly thought the exclusive upgrade would be a faster firing speed, but I wasn't really complaining. I defeated Salazar in about 11 shots without reloading from my inventory, obviously, but the game somehow thought I needed even more rifle ammo even after the preset 10 bullets I picked up from this barrel. And with that, I finally made it to the island portion of the game. With the exclusive upgrade and 56 rifle bullets in my inventory, I was practically OP at this point, but the game decided to give me even more rifle ammo. The Iron Maiden with the keycard took 10 shots to defeat at a firepower of 30, and while the Wrecking Ball area was uneventful for the most part, I did find out that the plug ahead guys can't seem to hurt Ashley while she's crouched like that. And U3 was no match for the rifle at a firepower of 30. It took only 12 shots to defeat it, so for once that left me with plenty of ammo for Krauser. But Krauser didn't need it either. It also took only 12 shots to defeat him. I did end up accidentally reloading from my inventory several times during my panicked button mashing, but I still had 60 rounds in my inventory by the end of it, so that was fine. Now, I'm not saying that the fight was easy. I mean, I'm slow at aiming and responding to QTEs, plus the rifle's firing speed is pretty slow too, so it did take a couple of tries, but I managed to defeat him eventually. I don't think I would have managed it without the exclusive upgrade though. In fact, the exclusive upgrade is so good, this Ganado wanted nothing to do with it. Anyway, I cleared the helicopter area and this area with the keycard without too much trouble, and it was finally time to face Sadler. I went in with a fully upgraded rifle at a firepower of 30 and a capacity of 18. I also had 65 rifle bullets in my inventory, so I thought I was set, but Sadler ended up needing a lot more ammo than I expected. I blew up both eyes on his front legs, but the ones on his back legs were hard to reach as usual, especially with the rifle, so I unloaded the rest of my shots into his body. I also made use of the explosive barrels and the steel girders, but I never knifed him. He did die eventually, but it left me with just 9 bullets in the rifle and absolutely nothing else in my inventory. But anyway, that brings the question, is it possible to beat Resident Evil 4 with a rifle only? I think I would say yes. The game doesn't seem to have a cap on rifle ammo, and with the exclusive upgrade, you pretty much have a long-range Magnum in your inventory. Also, I went online and found that there's actually an entire thread on GameFAQs from 2015 discussing how generous the game is with rifle ammo, so this is nothing new, just another case of me living under a rock. Also, it probably didn't help that this is the first time in years that I've used a rifle in this game. I kind of just stopped buying it at some point because I felt like I didn't need it, but with the excessive ammo and exclusive upgrade, I now realize I've been missing out, so I'll definitely be using the rifle in regular playthroughs again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.